In today's video, I'm going to cover the whole entire market in terms of Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and S&P 500, including the economic calendar. I do post these videos daily, so double check on my channels for the latest videos so that we have the most up-to-date information. And I'm going to cover the economic calendar first before the technical analysis portion. And for Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024, at 10 a.m., we have existing home sales. The most important thing for this week is that we have PCE inflation numbers. These inflation numbers are highly regarded by the in terms of Fed versus the CPI and PPI inflation numbers because they deem them to be more accurate, specifically looking at the core PCE numbers. But that's on Friday, so I'll keep you guys updated throughout the week. Now, as well as one thing we should be looking out for is Tesla's earnings after the closing bell on Tuesday, July 23rd, 2024. And that could potentially move the market a little bit because it is a mega cap stock, and that will move it more on the Wednesday. Maybe leading up to it, the market might pull Tesla up or down dramatically, but we shall see. Now, for in terms of the analysis portion, I'm going to look at SPY, which is an ETF for S&P 500, so just a different ratio. And just like last time in the latest video, I'm going to basically dictate the direction based off MACD lines. It's not necessarily always true, but it is a good indication or a decent indication to show that what the direction could be based off the current direction of the momentum of the market. Now, in terms of MACD lines for the S&P 500, it is more showing of a bullish movement and a potential reversal a little bit, as opposed to last time where it was showing bullish movement to the upside, but potentially drop after the fact. But it seems like it could be reversing, could be leading up to potentially some big earnings coming up for this week. And for the time being, we're at $554.65. And it seems like it's going to be rising. So I would say more of this zone will be stuck at, or based off the moving averages potentially. Could it go higher? Of course it can. But within the zone, we're looking at somewhere between $555 and some change to $556 and some change, plus getting to the moving average of $557 and some change, potentially false breakout. If the next level were to happen, in my opinion, it would be within the zone of $559 and some change, getting close to $560, just because, first of all, clean number 560, plus not really the greatest points, but essentially within the zone right about here, you see some resistance and some potential support. So I'm expecting 560 to hold us anyway in terms of the top side. Now to the bottom side, it could go lower, obviously, but there's no real indications. I'm just going to give the moving average of 552 and some change. And then the next price point would be within the zone of potentially on 550 and some change. I don't think it's going to go lower, but 548 and some change. Again, indications are more pointing to the upside and a potential reversal. Now for Nasdaq, showing a little bit something different. It's still showing upside just like last time, but it's not committed in terms of the longer term a little bit to a full upside. This seems like it could be a slow upside / potential drop, which is kind of strange because I think most likely the tech sector is mainly the factor that's going to carry the markets a little bit. We can see, like, for example, NVIDIA rising. NVIDIA went up 4.76%, and then Tesla went up 5.15% and still could be rising after earnings. So we'll see. But for now, it's showing growth to the upside, just not predominantly as strong as the S&P. And moving forward, that is for the time being, and potentially it could still drop. So it doesn't show a full reversal like the S&P. So in terms of the price points, mind you, we closed at $482.32. So the next price point, we could be stuck at this level too, because you can see horizontally too a little bit. I don't expect that to be the case though, to be honest, but I'm just saying a little bit of resistance, and then resistance where we're at, and then a spike up resistance. So where we're at, pretty much, you're looking at 483 and some change. Again, I don't expect this to hold us. I think the moving average might cause us a little bit issue, but not much. 486 and some change, ultimately getting to this level of 487 and some change. I think we could still pass it. Not necessarily maybe today, or not today, but like July 23rd, 2024. And the next level would be at 490 and some change, which probably by the time we get there, the moving average will be somewhat colliding, but showing 491 and some change. So there's that. That's for the Nasdaq, specifically looking at QQQ. In case it does drop, you're looking at potentially support at this moving average, 479 and some change. And then this upward trend resistance line / support level, this dates back since 2010 in case you're a new viewer. This is 2010, upward trend resistance line, could not pass it. Mind you, the markets were still going up though. And then 2020 to 2022 broke out, but then as of 2024, sometime in March, came back, or not came back down, but came back down in 2022. But in March 2022, March 2024, tried to pass it again, did not. And then we did pass it back in sometime in June, early June. It broke through, so it was right about here. I believe it was inflation numbers or something like that. Broke through, and then we dipped down underneath it again, but then bounced back up to the upside. Again, not fully committed to the upside, it looks like, based off MACD lines, but it could reverse. We'll see. But I think earnings is probably going to pull this, specifically Tesla's. Now, again, so if it drops down to this 2010, you're looking at potentially support at roughly about 476 and some change. And then this upward trend support resistance level as well, dating back since November of 2023, is resistance and support. So right about here, where is it? So this is November 2023, resistance, support. We have a little bit of a resistance there, a little bit of resistance touch point. If I zoom in, there's just a one touch point right there. And it held again right about here too as well. So that would be about 475 and some change. Again, I don't expect it to really go down. Anything is possible though. Can it go lower? Yes. Can it go higher? Of course. But these are levels I'm looking at. Now for Dow Jones, we have this upward trend resistance line dating back since 2021, and upward trend support level dating back since April of 2024. But this is irrelevant right now. The Dow Jones is showing a little bit of an upside, but it's a slow upside. It's kind of strange because it was a little bit stronger before. But mind you, either way, just to show you visually, by the way, since 2021, here's the upward trend resistance line dating back since 2021. 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points, and then technically we're at 4 right there. But then this breaks down to 2 additional ones when I get to 3-month chart right about here. So each of those touch points I showed earlier, they break down to 2 each. And you can see the resistance right there. But yeah, we're hovering around this level around support. Mind you, we closed at 40,415 points. And then the next level in terms of, because I think it's going to go to upside. Again, this is just my opinion, so please do your own due diligence and research before buying and selling. But we're looking at resistance somewhere at 40,500 maybe 50 points, give or take, by the time we get to it. And the next level potentially could cause resistance, because I think it's still heading up, in my opinion, again, is about 40,773 points, give or take. I'm just looking at the previous spike and when we came down, we had a spike up as well, and it caused resistance. So coincidentally, it is 2 touch points, so it's not necessarily strong. But ultimately, either way, even if that does not cause resistance, not much, where I think the Dow Jones is heading somewhere to the previous all-time high of 41,367 points, give or take. Now, if it were to come to the downside, we do have a channel of support, I guess, within this range, give or take, because it previously just hovered around this price point. So somewhere between 40,200 to 40,350 points, give or take. And then as one drop support, we could be looking at 40,050 points, ultimately down to 39,950 points, give or take, based off the moving average. I don't think it's going to go lower. So again, that's just my opinion. But it is showing upside based off MACD lines, just a slow upside. It's not necessarily massive. But that's basically it for today's video. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. If you found the video beneficial, consider dropping a like. It does have a channel, so thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. And I do post these videos daily, so consider following and subscribing so you'll be notified when I do upload my next video. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.